If you are using the x-axis, then the function does not change. So for example, in quadrant 2, if you want to change the what is it? The angle, if you want to change the angle to its related angle in the first quadrant, then we can either use 180 degrees or 90 degrees. So let me give you an example.
Yang di STA. Iya, aku Mbak Umi diprotes.
Okay, so let me give you some example. So if we want to check or if you want to find the value, let's say for
tilawah lebay.
Okay, yeah. So if you want to check, or sorry, yeah, if you want to check, for example, the sine of 135 degrees, yeah, then this is equal to, you can either say that this is equal to sine of 180 minus 45 degrees.
Maunya mau tentang apa?
Or you can also say that sine of 135 degrees equals cosine of 9, still sine, yeah, sine of 90 plus 45 degrees. Yeah, so we doesn't change anything here. We doesn't change anything here. Just changing how we write the angle. Yeah, so 135 is equal to 180 minus 45 degrees or 90 degrees plus 45 degrees. So yeah, we didn't change anything. That just the way we write the angle. Yeah. So now let's check if we are. Yeah, you can either use these formula, or yeah, you can remember first by checking the quadrants and the what is it, patokannya gitu ya. So here, yeah, 135 degrees is on the second quadrant. This is in the second quadrant. So sine in the second quadrant is positive, yes. So this is positive. Just yeah, you don't need to write this down, but this is just to okay. Let's do the first one first. Yeah, this is to make sure that you get the correct one. Yeah. And then next, if we are using 180 degrees as the sebagai patokannya gitu ya.
Kalau tilawah doang, misal.
Yeah, you can remember that this is 0, 180, and 360 are on the x-axis. So the sine, the function doesn't change. So sine of 135 degrees is positive because it is on the second quadrant, and then because we are using 180 degrees, we still get sine, yeah, and then yeah, this is the related angles of 45 degrees. Yeah, so yeah, we can get the value, the exact value of sine of 135 degrees. Okay, how about the second one? So sine of 135 degrees is equal to sine of 90 degrees plus 45 degrees. Yes, you know that. And the next. Next, we know that this is still in the second quadrant, so let's mark them as positive.
20,
And then
30 menit, 20 menit tuh ngaji. Terus teh ada apa lagi sih?
now because we are using 90 degrees
Nggak ada dari
as sebagai patokannya gitu ya, which is on the y-axis, then we change, we change the function. So sine, we change it into cosine, and then the related angle is 45 degrees.
Apa sih yang cukup panjang?
Okay, so actually you don't need to sign because you don't put positive signs in front of the number usually, but in this case I encourage you to put the positive because sometimes if you are using this method you get confused when you change the function. So for example, sine of 135 degrees, you are using sine 90 degrees plus 45 degrees, so you change it to cosine. Sometimes you get confused, and because this is cosine, on the second quadrant you are using negative, which is not correct in this case, because what we are looking for is the sine of 135 degrees and not the cosine of 135 degrees. So I encourage you to just put the sine if you are using this method, just to minimize the risk of minimize mistakes. Okay, next let's give you one more example. So let's give you an example of cosine of let's say 240 degrees. Okay, which quadrant does it belong to? So 240 is between 180 and 270, so it's on the third quadrant. Okay, let's put that on our mind now. So you can change 240 degrees to either 180 plus 60 degrees or cosine of 240 degrees. You can also write it down as 270 degrees minus 30 degrees. Okay, in this case, again, we look at the sign or at the the quadrant. So we know that it is on the third quadrant. So cosine in the third quadrant is negative, only tangent is positive in the third quadrant, so this is negative, and because we are using 180 degrees here, it's still cosine. Okay, so this is equal to minus 1/2. And if you are using the other axis, then we'll get still just like before, the third quadrant, so negative for cosine, and then because we are using 270, then this will change into sine, and then the related angle is 30 degrees, so sine of 30 degrees. So just like before, we get the same answer, which is negative 1/2. Okay, so that is the Yeah, that's for trigonometry in for related angles, yeah. So related angles. So for any angles in any degree in any quadrants. And did I mention this before that you can also go beyond 360 degrees? Yeah, I mentioned it before. Yeah. So yeah, if you go beyond 360 degrees, then you can just subtract by 360, yeah. So for example, if you are finding 370 degrees, the sign is just 370 minus 360, yeah, because 360 is one rotation. So was it the result will always be the same, will still be the same. Yeah, so that's it for this. Yeah, so I plan to give you exercise for this example, but let me just is it? Yeah, so let me just give you the exercise with together with today's topic. Yeah, which is sine, cosine, and tangent rule. No, sine and cosine rule, yeah. Sine rule and cosine rule. Aturan sinus dan aturan kosinus, ya. And actually one more thing, area, ya. Okay, so sine rule, and area of triangle, ya, area of triangle. So, alhamdulillah di ayah pada belajar matematika, iya mangga satu tanah. Pada belajar matematika, Bu. Yeah, so sine rule, cosine rule, and areas of triangles of triangles. So sine rule, we have sine rule. Okay, what is a sine rule? So both sine rule and cosine rule can be used. Actually, these three. Okay, wait. Jadi pakai kerudung yang ada, enggak? So yeah, both sine rule and cosine rule, and yeah, the area of triangle that I will give you is in any triangle, yeah, in any triangle. So I mean, it doesn't have to be a right triangle, okay? Tidak harus segitiga siku-siku. Yeah, how does it work? So yeah, the standard way to draw the triangle is, yeah, let's say triangle ABC. Usually, you put the names of the side. Yeah, for example, in front of angle A, you put the small a, something like this, and then in front of angle B is small b, and in front of angle C is small c, something like this. So yeah, usually you draw it like this. Yeah, it doesn't have to be like this, but this is a standard. Yeah, to make it easier, yeah, to write down the formulas. So yeah, if you have a right triangle, then you have the trigonometric ratio, yeah. So sine equals a opposite divided by hypotenuse and so on. But that is only for right triangle. This one, these three rules or these three formulas is applicable for any triangle. So the first one is sine rule, and yeah, sine rule is pretty simple. it says that the ratio between a side and the sine of the opposite side of the opposite angle is always constant. So in equation, A divided by sine of A equals B divided by sine of B is equal to C divided by sine of C. Okay, yeah, so this is the rule, the sine rule. So how to apply this rule? So we can apply this rule to any triangle, including a right triangle, but yeah, including right triangle, we can use it. So yeah, but let me give you an example from triangle which is not right angle. So let's say we have this triangle, and let's say the angles are 30 degrees, let's say, in this side. And yeah, let's say 45 degrees on this one, yeah. Okay, so in this case, we can find, if we know this side, so let's say this is triangle ABC, and we know the angle A and C. So if we are given the length of this side AB, yeah, let's say 6, then we can find the length of BC by using the sine rule. So 6 divided by sine of 30 degrees is equal to BC divided by sine of 45 degrees. So yeah, in the sine rule, yeah, usually you have A divided by sine A equals B divided by sine B, and equals C divided by sine C. But for solving an equation, yeah, you just take 2 of the equation, yeah, 2 of the side. So yeah. Yeah, so in this case, we have 6 divided by sine of 30 degrees equals BC divided by sine of 45 degrees. So we can find the side, the length of the side BC. Yeah, so BC equals, yeah, for example, let me just multiply it directly before substituting the values. Yeah, so BC equals 6 divided by sine of 30 degrees times sine of 45 degrees. So yeah, we multiply 6 and sine of 45 degrees. Yeah, and then let's substitute the value of the sine. So 6 times 1/2 square root of 2, and then divided by 1/2. So we can cancel out the 1/2, and then yeah, so we get the length of 6 square root of 2, yeah. Okay, so yeah, we can find the length of and if we are to find the length of AC, first we need to find the angle B. So the angle B, because we know the other angle, then we can find the angle, yeah. So we have the total of all the angle of a triangle the total will be 180 degrees, yeah. So angle B equals 180 degrees minus 30 degrees minus 45 degrees, okay, which is equal to 105 degrees. Ya, betul ya. So yeah, in this case, the angle BC, sorry, the length AC can be found by using, again, sine rule. So AC divided by sine of B, so sine of 105 degrees is equal to, yeah, we can use any of the two angle, yeah. So let's just use AB and angle C. So this is equal to 6 divided by sine of 30 degrees. Yeah, we can also use the other one, yeah, which is 6 square root of 2 divided by sine of 45 degrees. But yeah, in that case, we have, yeah, I think it's easier if you use this one, yeah. So let's just use this two. And then, so AC equals 6 times sine of 105 degrees divided by sine of 30 degrees. Okay, next is to find sine of 105 degrees. Yeah, in this case, this is not a special angle, yeah. You can use the previous rule or previous, what is it? Yeah, you can use related angle, yeah, to find the related angle. So sine of 105 degrees is actually the same as, so sine of 105 degrees, this is 90 plus 15, yeah, or yeah, or actually this is also equal to 190 degrees divided minus 75. So this is equal to sine, yeah. So positive, this is the second quadrant, so the sine is positive of 75 degrees. Okay, but yeah, as you know, this is not a special angle, so yeah, we can stop there. In such case, we can use calculator. So yeah, this one is 6 times sine of 105 degrees, which is equal to sine of 75 degrees, divided by 1/2, yeah, so 12 times sine of 75 degrees, for example. Yeah, yeah, you can just plug in the number from calculator, or later you will learn some ways to find this angle, yeah, but for now, just let it be. Okay, another example, you can also find the angle, yeah, you can also find the angle. So another example is, and then one angle, for example, which is one of the angle is the opposite of another of the other of one of the side, yeah. So for example, yeah, again, let's say this is ABC. And then let's use 60 degrees and yeah, 45 degrees, let's say. Then the other angle will be sorry, so this is the same as before, yeah. So let's say we have 60 degrees on one angle, and then the other angle are not known, and we know two of the angles. two of the sides, yeah. So let's say this is 5, and then this is okay, or let's use 6 again, and this is 6. No. Okay, let's think about this. Yeah, sorry. So let's say this is 6 and this is 6 square root of 3. Yeah, in this case, we can find all the angles by first finding the angle C, yeah? So we have by the sine rule, A divided by sine of A equals B divided by sine of B equals C divided by sine of C. Yeah, in this case, A and sine of the side A and the angle A is not known. So yeah, we can neglect that. So we have B divided by sine of B, so 6 square root of 3 divided by sine of 60 degrees equals C, 6, yeah, divided by sine of C. Yeah, so in this case, yeah, the sine of C can be found by, yeah, so sine of C equals 6 times sine of 60 degrees divided by 6 square root of 3, yeah. Okay, and then we can divide 6, and then we have sine of 60 degrees, which is 1/2 square root of 3 divided by square root of 3, yeah. And then again, we can cancel out, and we get 1/2. Okay, so next, what is the value of C? Yeah, the value of C. Okay, so yeah, so actually in this case, there are two possibilities. If we just have sine C equals 1/2, there are actually two possibilities. One of them is 30 degrees. The other possibility is 150 degrees, yeah. Again, you can check using a related angle. But in this case, we don't want this other solution, because if we have 150 degrees, then the sum of the angles will be more than 180, yeah. So yeah, the second solution is not possible. So yeah, we found C, and then yeah, by finding C, we can find the other angle, which is A, and then we can also find BC, yeah. Yeah, that's an example to find, sorry. Yeah, so those are two examples of sine rule, yeah, using sine rule. Okay, next is cosine rule. Okay, so cosine rule is a bit more complicated. So, the setup is the same. We have a triangle. We have a triangle, any triangle. It can be right triangle or acute, lancip, ya, segitiga lancip, or obtuse triangle or segitiga tumpul. So again, let's say the triangle RABC. The the angles are A, B, and C, and then the side are small a, small b, and small c. Okay, the cosine rule states that for in this triangle, we have to find one side. We can use this formula. A squared, for example, equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc times cosine of A. Okay, notice the function. Notice the function that are being used in each rule. So in the first one, we are only use sine. We are only use sine, and in the second one, in the cosine rule, we are only using cosine. And that's why the first one is called the sine rule, and the second one is called the cosine rule. So we have this equation or formula. A squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos A. Okay, this one is definitely more complicated than the previous one, the sine rule. But let's look at the formula. So we have a squared equals b squared plus c squared, So have you seen this formula before? Yeah, of course, It is similar to Pythagorean formula. Okay. The difference is in cosine rule we have negative 2bc cos A. So if the triangle is a right triangle, then we can just say that a squared equals b squared plus c squared. If this angle is right angle, But for any other angle, we can use cosine rule, So a squared equals b squared plus c squared, and then we subtract by something, which is 2bc cos A. Okay. And then the 2 times b times c times cos A, you can memorize it by So 2 times b and c, so this b and c, this c. Then A is, so the angle A is the one which is between the side B and C. So 2 times B times C, and then times cos A, this one. Okay. And of course it satisfies. Ini berlaku juga untuk sisi lainnya, So A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2bc cos A, and also B squared equals A squared plus C squared minus 2bc times 2ac, so AC and then cos B, And then, also for C squared, we have A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cos C. So we can use any of this depending on the problem. And by the way, sometimes you also need to modify the equation. So for example, instead of using this one, sometimes instead of using this one, you are using this one to find B by modifying the formula. So I'll give some example later. Let me start with some basic examples. So let's say we have a triangle like this, which is, we have 30 degrees here. I think for cosine rule, you should have already learned this in physics, in vectors. So probably it's somewhat easier for you to memorize. Yeah, so let's say the sides are 2BC cos, yeah, so let's say 5 and 6, and then we want to find the other side. Okay. Okay, by the way, in this case it's hard if you want to use sine rule, yeah, because if we are using sine rule, yeah, so you need to have 6, so let's say A, B, C. So if we are trying to use sine rule, we will only get 6 divided by sine A equals x, let's say, divided by sine of 30 degrees equals 5 divided by sine of C. Yeah, it is harder, or it is very hard, yeah, to find the other side, or to find x. In this case, yeah, because if you are using any of this equation, you will still get two unknown. Yeah, so for example, if you are using this two, then you have the angle A and X as the unknown. So there are two unknowns, so you cannot solve this one. And if you are using the other one, this one, yeah, you still get two unknown, yeah. So it's not easy. It's possible, but really not easy to find using sine rule, yeah. So that's why we have another rule, which is cosine rule. Okay. Sorry. So yeah, we are not using sine rule here. We are going to use cosine rule. So yeah, using cosine rule, in this case, it's very easy to find AC. So just by using AC squared, so AC is B, yeah, or let's just use AC. AC squared equals, so the first part is just like Pythagorean formula, so 5 squared plus 6 squared. And then we subtract by something, subtract by 2 times 5 times 6 times the angle between these two sides, yeah, so sine of 30 degrees, sorry, cosine, yeah, cosine of 30 degrees. So yeah, what is AC? So AC is 25 plus 36 minus 2 times 5 times 6 times cosine 30 degrees. So 1/2 square root of 3, get 30, or let me do 2 times 5 times 6 times 1/2 square root of 3, yeah. So yeah, we still have AC squared. So to find AC, we need to take the square root. Okay. 61 minus 30 square root of 3. And yeah, so in this case, yeah, this is as far as you can get, yeah. But at least using sine rule, we can get nowhere, yeah. But using cosine rule, we can get this. Sorry, this is not squared anymore. Yeah, and we can find the value by using calculator. Yeah, so that is one example. Another example is, let's say, yeah, again, we have a triangle. And then now we want to find the angle. Okay, let's say now we have all of the sides, yeah. So okay, wait. Let's see if we get some. Okay. Okay, then let's just use some random numbers. So 6, 7, and 8, and we want to find one of the angle. Yeah, so we have this triangle, and then we want to find one of the angle. Let's say this one. Then how to find the angle? We can also use this cosine rule. So actually, we can modify this this rule or this formula. So we have, for example, from a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos a. If you want to find the angle, sometimes it's easier if we just know the cos a. Yeah. So yeah, for example, in this case, we change the subject. So from a squared, yeah, we want to make cosine the subject. Yeah. So yeah, we will get 2bc times cosine of a equals b squared plus c squared minus a squared. Okay. And so the cosine of a equals b squared plus c squared minus a squared divided by 2bc. Yeah. So yeah, sometimes in some books, you will be given this formula, yeah, as if it's a separate formula. So, but actually, it is the same formula or the same. Yeah, it comes from the same formula. Yeah, it comes from the same formula. So, yeah, if you want to memorize, then it's fine. But yeah, if you don't really like to memorize formula, then yeah, just memorize one of this, and then the other one you can do it yourself. Yeah, you can find the other formula yourself. Okay, so yeah, we can use this formula directly, or we can start from here, and then you can find the cosine, and then you can find the angle. Yeah. So let's say cosine of a equals, yeah, let's just use this one. So a squared. Yeah, in this case, because we want to find this, so let's say this is a. So we need to find this angle. Yeah? We need to use this one, the first one. So a squared means 7 squared equals 6 squared plus 8 squared minus 2 times 6 times 8 times cosine of a. Okay, so you will get 49 and then 36 and 74, 64 minus something, minus, wait, 96 times cosine of a. And yeah, so we get 96 cosine of a equals 100 minus 49, so 51. So the cosine of a equals 51 divided by 96, which is yeah, if we simplify, we'll get 17 and 32, I think. Yeah, so 17 divided by 32. Yeah, which is not a special angle, yeah, but Yeah, later you will learn, or you can find, yeah, the angle or the angle. Sorry. Yeah, if we know the value of the cosine or the sine or the tangent, we can find the angle. Yeah. Yeah, at least we know the cosine. Um, yeah. So another example is, okay, let's see. So we have two sides and one. Yeah. Okay, another example if we have two sides and one angle, but the angle is not between the sides. Yeah. So the next example would be something like this. So yeah, let's say we have a triangle like this, and then okay, let me try some. Okay, I'm trying to get some good numbers here. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Just say that. Yeah, let's just say that this is 6. Sorry, and this is 7, and yeah, or 8. Let's say. Okay, but now we want to find this angle, for example. Yeah, or actually, let's just use some search. So yeah, 30 degrees. And then again, let's say this is 6 or 12. And then yeah, let's just say this is 12 square root of 3. Yeah. No, square root of 2. Okay, now we want to find the other side. Yeah, so want to find the other side. So how to find the other side? Is to use the cosine again, the cosine rule. So if we are using the sine rule, we can do it. We can do it by using the sine rule. Yeah. So first, if we are using the sine rule, then we have to find, first we need to find this angle, and then by using the sine rule, and then you find the other angle by subtracting from 180 degrees, and then again using the sine rule. Yeah, that's one way to find this side. Or yeah, in this case we are trying to find it using the cosine rule. Then you can use it by, yeah, in this case, if you want to find this side by using the cosine rule. So side A, yeah. Instead of using this one, it's better if you are using this side, yeah, 12. So C, yeah, C squared equals A squared plus B squared minus AB cos C. Why? Because in this case, if we are trying to use A squared equals B squared plus C squared and so on, yeah, you think you will get the result directly, yeah. But yeah, let's look at the formula again. What we have here, what we have to know here is B, which we have, and C, which we have, but we also need to know the angle, yeah, the angle A, which we don't have. That's why if you have cosine rule, it's, yeah, you cannot use it here. Instead, you should use this one or the sine rule. Yeah, if you are using this one, yeah, you can get C squared, which is 12, yeah, 12 squared equals A squared, which is what we are looking for, plus B squared, so 12 square root of 2 squared, and then minus AB, so A, sorry, 2A minus 2 times A times 12 square root of 2 times cosine of C, cosine of 30 degrees. So yeah, you can substitute everything. You can expand everything, simplify. 12 squared times 2, so 288. And here we have 20. So this is 1/2 square root of 3, so minus A, or 12A square root of 6, yeah, because square root of 2 times square root of 3. Yeah, and then, yeah. Now we have a quadratic, yeah, A squared here, so we can rearrange the terms to get a quadratic equation. And that's how you find the side A, yeah. 12A, yeah, of course, this is not, yeah, still not easy, yeah. So 288 minus 144 is 144. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, again, this is not easy, but at least we know. Yeah, we can find the solution. Yeah, in this case, we can find the solution by using the quadratic formula. So in this case, A will be, ya, min B plus minus akar B kuadrat min 4AC ya. Min B berarti 12 akar 6 plus minus akar B kuadrat min 4AC, jadi 12 kuadrat, kurangi 4AC, ya langsung aja ya, 288 per 2. Jadi 288 itu 12 kali 2, 144 kali 2, berarti 12 akar 2. Jadi kita dapat 12 akar 6 plus minus 12 akar 2 bagi 2. Ya, berarti 6 akar 6 plus minus 6 akar 2. Nah, yang mana yang memenuhi? Kita lihat di sininya, kalau dia minus, oke, sebentar, bisa dua-duanya. Ntar saya ada salah di mana berarti nih. 6 akar 6 plus 6 akar 2. Okay. Oke, nanti saya cek lagi lah. Ya, intinya satu cara ada begitu ya. Jadi, tadi untuk aturan kosinus, kita bisa, ya, salah satu yang bisa kita gunakan untuk satu kasus ya, yang bisa kita gunakan aturan kosinus adalah jadi kalau salah satu sudut diketahui dan dua sisi diketahui gitu ya. Baik itu sudutnya diapit ataupun tidak diapit. Nah, kalau diapit gampang, tinggal masukin rumus. Kalau tidak diapit, ya agak muter seperti ini ya. Tapi tetap bisa gitu dicarinya. Ya, dan di sini ada dua solution, harusnya satu solution ya. Ini nanti saya cek lagi, sepertinya sih plus ya, sepertinya plus. Cuman, banyak saya pikirkan dulu. Okay. Yeah, that's it for sine rule and cosine rule. Any question?
Mungkin belum ada, Mister.
Okay. Okay, let's continue then. The next one is finding area ya, finding area of any triangle. So yeah, just like before. So for example, if you have something like this, how to find the area? So for example, yeah, area. So for example, if we have something like this, a triangle, so not a right triangle, and you only know the sides, yeah? You don't know the height, I just know the sides. How to find the area of such triangle? Yeah, there are a few ways. There are a few different cases as well. So the first one, if you don't know any of the angle, then we can use this formula. Okay, let me just draw another triangle here. Yeah, so if we don't know anything, any of the angle, if we know all the sides, then we can use this formula. Area is equal to square root of S times S minus A times S minus B times S minus C. So this is the first formula to find the area. So where A, B, and C are the sides of the triangle, and S is half of the perimeter, yeah? So S is half of the perimeter, so half of A plus B plus C. Yeah, this is one way to find the area of a triangle. So yeah, let's give an example for the first one. So let's say 6, 7, and 8. 6, 7, and 8. So what is the area? The area will be, so first we need to find S, yeah. We need to find S, half of the perimeter. Okay, so S equals 1/2 times 6 plus 7 plus 8, which is 21, yeah, 21 divided by 2, so 10.5, or 21 over 2. Okay, and then what is the area? The area is this one, yeah. Square root of S times S minus A, so 21/2 minus 6. Yeah, you can also use 10.5 minus 6, and then times 21/2 minus 7 times 21/2 minus 8. So yeah, yeah, if you will, this is 10.5 times 4.5, 3.5, 2.5. Yeah, but I think it will be easier if we just use the fraction. So 21 divided by 2 times 9 divided by 2 times 7 divided by 2, and then 5, yeah, divided by 2. Yeah, so it will be easier to find the to simplify the root. Okay, so we have, okay, let's start with the denominator. We have 2, 2, 2, and 2. So the square root will be 4. Okay, for the numerator, we have 9. Okay, we have 9. The square root, okay, let's rearrange first. So let's rearrange first. We have, so 21 is 7 times 3. And then we have 3 squared here, so no problem. Then we have 7, and then we have 5, and then we have 2 and 2. So 2 and 2. So yeah. Okay, so we have here again, the denominator will be 4 times 4, so the square root is 4. In the numerator, we have 7 times 7, so 7. The square root is 7. 3, okay, it has no other 3. We have no other 3. 9, the square root is 3, and then 5 also, we have nothing else. So yeah, the square root will be 21 over 4, square root of 15. Okay, yeah, so, okay, so the time is up. So let's, yeah, let me just give you the other formula, yeah, for area. So if we are given one of the side or one of the angle, we can use area equals 1/2 times A times B times sine of C, or yeah, the other sides, yeah. So two sides, the product of two sides times the sine of between these two sides. Okay, so A times B times sine of C, for example. Yeah, so the other two will be BC sine A, or AC sine B. Yeah, so that's it for today. We will continue next meeting, inshallah. Let's close with Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Mister.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.